Hello everyone, my name is Dane, and I am the creator of the t2vert script. This is a utility that I designed to process raw video off of the Canon T2i. I built this as an in-house tool out of a necessity, but I thought it might be useful to other people. So I'm going to talk about how you guys can set it up on your system and get it working in its most basic form. There's a little bit more that this script can do than what I'm going to show you right now, but for the most part, this is the core of what it's supposed to do. To get this working, number one, you will require a Linux workstation. This may work on Mac OS X. If somebody manages to get it working, let me know. I don't have a machine, so I can't test it there. The first program, like the dependencies list basically, is you want to have DarkTable. DarkTable is a program that takes raw images and you develop them in DarkTable. And we will use DarkTable to develop every single frame in our video files. Then you will need ffmpeg. This is a program that basically handles video, and you can convert images to video with ffmpeg, and my script uses it for just that purpose, to create ProRes files that we can use later. Super gorgeous ProRes files. Now, you can also install things like LuminanceHDR. This is another option for processing the raw video frames, but we're not going to do that today. There's a couple more things that you can also install. Also check the description below this video in case I forgot a quintessential dependency. I will put it there. Now, once you have all of those programs installed, you can download the script itself. There will either be a link below the YouTube video itself or on the Magic Lantern forum page for this script. The items you'll want to copy from the download are the t2vert script itself and a subscripts folder. The subscripts folder has a bunch of scripts that the main script references, one of which is MLV dump from the Magic Lantern guys themselves. And yeah, you'll need all of those. So let's go to the place where we have stored our MLV files. Now you can have one MLV file, or you can have 100 MLV files, or anything in between. And this script will turn them all into ProRes files for you. Once you have put these in the same place as your MLV file, you will want to go to your terminal, and you'll want to cd into the same directory as the MLV files and the script itself. And this is where we want to change our permissions to executable. We need to change the permissions on the t2vert script and everything in the subscripts directory to executable so that we can run them all. To do this, we type chmod, and then we type the plus symbol to add permissions. And we're going to do R for read, W for write, and X for executable. Now I'm going to add the -R flag for recursive to go down below every folder that we're looking at. And I'm going to give it a reference point, which is the current working directory, or /, the directory we are currently in. Don't do what I'm about to do, which is type sudo before it. My permissions are super screwy, so I'm kind of running on a hacked, messed up system right now. But once you type that and enter it, you can run the script. And the first thing we're going to do, now that we've got this script up and working, is we are going to set up a color grade for this group of videos. And this is a group of 1 video. So to do that, we type /t2vert with a -C for color grade. And we're going to open it up, and this will run DarkTable, and pull it up. And in DarkTable, we can basically create any of the edits that we want, any of the we can develop this photograph. And this is the 50th frame from the first MLV file in the folder that we're operating out of. and it will always grab the 50th frame. If you only have 25 frames, then this will freak out and it won't work. So make sure your videos aren't less than a second long. Once you've developed everything, applied all the operations you want in DarkTable, which there are a lot, trust me, you can just basically X out, quit DarkTable. The script will create basically a quickgrade.xmp or an XMP file. And this XMP file is going to be what the script references to create the grade for all the videos. It's going to look exactly the same as the image you just made for every single video in this folder. So we are set to go ahead and convert these to ProRes files now. You just hit /t2vert and go -q. This stands for quick grade. You can optionally go ahead and after you press go on that, it's all set to go. But if you just let me back up a little bit. Sorry. So if you go /t2vert -q and hit enter, this will create ProRes files, and it's going to start by. We'll start here. Oops. See, my permissions are super messed up, I told you. So I have to type sudo first, but don't type sudo first. It's going to end up dumping a bunch of DNG frames. And after it dumps the DNG frames, it's going to open up DarkTable and apply color grades. And of course, this will happen in the background, so you'll never see it. And once it's applied those color grades, it creates a PNG image sequence, which is in this folder here. And basically, it's just dumping a bunch of PNG images, hundreds of them. And once it's dumped all of those PNG image sequences, it's going to take the images and turn them into ProRes files, which is going to take a little while, so I'm just going to pause. This is definitely not a fast process. I built this specifically to run on old computers in the basement that I left in a corner somewhere so that my main computer could be free to do what I wanted with it. I was going to mention something else, wasn't I? Ah, yes, the help file. So if you go /t2vert and you just leave it blank or type -h, it's going to open up a help file that has a list of flags and talks about things like what your camera needs to be set at in order for the script to function optimally. And so that is very useful. And in case you need that, that is there. So yeah, now you know how to use the script, and if it's useful to you guys, let me know. I would love to hear that. And of course, there's going to be some bugs. I would be interested in hearing what those are. I don't have a lot of time to develop things, but I will try and fix the most prominent and notable bugs. Another thing to note before we're done here is that if you have any spaces in any file names, even in folders above the directory you're working in, it is going to flip out. So you'll need to make sure that you don't have any spaces anywhere. For instance, if I went here and I typed footage to convert and I left, footage space to, it would be very upset. Even if the folder above it had a space. So if I'm like in the main folder, example folder had a space, it would flip out and won't grade at all. It'll just crash. So if you're having trouble, double check that and make sure all your folders, even every folder above it up to the root directory, has no spaces in them. So yeah, there we go. You know how to use the script now. I hope it's useful to people, and everybody stay awesome.